Hello, my radiant, beautiful Leo souls. Gather close, for we need to speak of something that has been weighing heavily on your golden heart. I need you to find a quiet seat, perhaps somewhere where the light touches your face, because what I am about to share with you is not easy. In fact, it might be the hardest thing you have had to hear in a very long time. Have you noticed the silence lately? It's unnerving, isn't it? For a sign ruled by the sun, accustomed to warmth, to laughter, to the buzz of a loyal court surrounding you, this sudden chill in the air feels almost impossible to bear. People are beginning to distance themselves from you. Perhaps you have felt it, a subtle shift in the energy, a phone that stays dark, a little too long, a gaze that no longer meets yours with the same adoration. It has already started, hasn't it? In fact, if you are truly honest with yourself, and I know you possess a courage unlike any other sign, you have already seen it happening. You just haven't wanted to admit it. That friend who used to be the first to like your posts, the first to celebrate your victories, they are suddenly busy. That co-worker who used to orbit around your desk just to bask in your energy, gone without a trace. That family member who used to call every Sunday silence. And you, oh my proud, majestic Leo, you are doing what you do best. You are putting on the mask. You are fixing your crown, holding your head high, and pretending that everything is absolutely fine. You tell yourself it's just a phase. You tell yourself they are just overwhelmed. It has nothing to do with me. You smile that dazzling smile for the world, but behind closed doors, when the audience has left and the curtains are drawn, you feel a deep, aching confusion. You know exactly what is going on, don't you? Deep down, in that fierce, intuitive gut of yours, you know. People aren't just busy, they are leaving. They are creating a distance that feels vast and cold. And the part that stings the most, the part that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. isn't just the absence of their physical presence. It is the bewilderment. You haven't changed. You are still the same generous, loyal, big-hearted protector you have always been. So why is the universe emptying your room? Stay with me, magnificent soul. Do not click away, because what I am about to reveal to you will shake the very foundations of what you believe about loyalty, friendship, and your own destiny. I am going to hand you the keys to understand this cosmic shift. But before we descend into the depths of this truth, I need to know who is walking this path with me. If you are ready to face the shadows, to reclaim your true light, I ask you to make a pact with me right now. Press that like button, not for the algorithm, but as a signal to the universe that you are listening. Subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom so you never have to navigate these storms alone. And right now, open the comments section and declare your readiness. Type this affirmation: I am ready to release what no longer serves my crown. Let's begin this transformative journey together, shall we? Now let's understand the architecture of your heart, Leo. You do not love in halves. You are the fixed fire of the zodiac. When you build a bond, you are not building a temporary shelter. You are building a kingdom. You invite people into your royal court. And once they are there, you protect them with a ferocity that is blinding. You offer them the warmth of your sun. You champion them. You are the friend who shows up at midnight, the partner who gives everything, the leader who goes down with the ship. For you, loyalty is not a choice. It is a law of nature. It is the code of honor by which you live. If someone is in, they are in for life. You expect the same absolute devotion in return. Constant presence, unwavering applause, eternal commitment. Anything less than that feels like high treason. It feels like a dagger in the back. And this is exactly where the pain is originating. Because, my dear Leo, you must understand a harsh truth about the human condition. People change. They are not fixed stars like you. They are comets. They pass through. They evolve. They mutate. They do not leave because of malice. They do not drift away because you failed. They change because they are discovering new versions of themselves. And this is the part that will sting sometimes. Those new versions of themselves can no longer survive in the intensity of your heat. When someone tries to leave your orbit or simply needs to breathe air that isn't filled with your fire, what do? Be honest. You roar, you hold on, you squeeze tighter, you try to perform louder, shine brighter, do more to keep them looking at you. Because for a Leo, letting go feels like a loss of power. It feels like the audience is walking out on the most important scene of the movie. But what if I told you that this mass exodus is not a punishment? What if I told you that this is not about you being abandoned, but about you being upgraded? We are currently moving through a potent, energetic corridor. The universe, in its brutal and beautiful wisdom, has looked at your life, your court, your circle, your people, and it has decided that the stage is too crowded with extras who no longer have a line in the script of your destiny. You have been holding on to connections that died seasons ago, relationships that have become performances, friendships that are maintained only by your effort, where you are the sun doing all the shining, and they are merely absorbing your light without reflecting any back. You keep these connections alive because you are terrified of an empty throne room. But the cosmos loves you too much to let you continue wasting your royal energy on subjects who cannot honor your sovereignty. If you will not let go, the universe will pry your fingers open. That is why they are leaving. Not because you are unlovable, but because you must learn the hardest lesson of the monarch. True power does not need to force anyone to stay. Take a deep centering breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Let your shoulders drop. Let the tension in your jaw release. The people drifting away right now, most of them were never truly yours to begin with. I know. I feel the resistance in your chest as I say that. I know you invested years. I know you bought the dinners planned, the parties dried their tears, and lifted them up when they couldn't stand. But listen to me. Emotional investment does not guarantee a return. You cannot buy loyalty with generosity. You cannot force a soul connection just because you have a big heart. Many of these people were in your life not because they saw the divine spark within you, but because you were convenient. You were the source of warmth. You were the battery charger. You were the safe harbor. But now you are evolving. You are vibrating at a frequency that is higher, faster, and more intense. Life is pulling you toward a new destiny, a new level of leadership and spiritual power. These people can no longer extract what they needed from you because the dynamic has shifted, and so they leave. It is as simple and as painful as physics. Here is the wildest realization you will have in the coming weeks. You will miss the idea of them more than the actual humans. You will miss having a best friend to text, but will you miss that specific person who actually never asked how you were doing? You will miss the security of a partner, but will you miss the person who made you feel like you were too much? If you strip away your pride and look at these connections with the eyes of truth, you will realize they haven't fulfilled you for a long time. They do not inspire your creativity. They do not feed your fire. They do not applaud your authentic self. They only applaud the mask you wear to please them. You have been maintaining these bonds out of inertia, out of a fear that if you stop performing the theater, will go dark. There is a secret about Leos that people rarely discuss. Your light is not just warm, it is revealing. When you shine brightly, you inevitably cast shadows. Sometimes people leave you not because you did something wrong, but because you are finally doing something right. You are growing. You are expanding. You are stepping into your power. And for people who are committed to staying small, your growth is terrifying. When you stand in your full glory, unapologetic and radiant, you become a mirror. They look at you and they see everything they are not doing. They see their own lack of courage. They see their own mediocrity. And instead of being inspired by you, they feel threatened. They feel envious. It is far easier, for them to leave to criticize you, to say, "You've changed," than it is for them to do the work to meet you at this new level. They will accuse you of being arrogant. They will say you are too Hollywood or too difficult. Let them. You were not born to be a dim bulb just to make others comfortable in the dark. You were born to be a supernova. And if your brightness burns their eyes, then they were never meant to stand next to you in the first place. Would you rather be loved for a lie or respected for your truth? Thou, my powerful Leo, we must pivot. We must look into the obsidian mirror of truth. Because while some people are leaving due to vibrational mismatch, there is a second type of distancing happening. And this one you are creating. I say this with infinite love, but also with the firmness that a sign like yours respects. You have a special talent for pushing the right people away when your ego feels threatened. Leo rules the heart, but it also rules the ego. When you feel unheard, when you feel your authority is challenged, or when you feel unappreciated, you do not just withdraw, you burn bridges. You have a scorched earth policy when your pride is wounded. Think back to the last few months, that cutting tone of voice when someone dared to disagree with you, that punishing icy silence you used to teach them a lesson, the way you turned the conversation back to yourself when they were trying to express their pain. You think you are protecting your dignity, but you are actually building a desert around your heart. You are pushing away people who actually do love you, simply because they are not loving you in the exact specific way your script demanded. So here we stand at the crossroads of your destiny. You have a choice to make, and it is monumental. Option 1. You can resist. You can let the lion roar in pain. You can chase them. You can text, beg, negotiate, and demand an explanation. You can list every good deed you've ever done for them and throw it in their faces. You can turn this separation into a war, creating drama, just to feel a connection, even if it's a negative one. Option 2. You can let go. You can exhale. You can accept that not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you. You can understand that the end of a cycle is not a failure of your leadership. You can bow gracefully to the shared history, thank them for the lessons, and let them walk away without trying to control the narrative. You can trust that the right people do not need to be convinced to love you. Which of these sounds like freedom? Which of these sounds like the behavior of a true king or queen? I know you came here hoping for a cosmic bandage, a soothing balm that says, "Don't worry, they will all come back and apologize." But I am here to serve your soul, not your ego. And the truth is here to wake you up. You have spent years building an identity based on being the strong one, the provider, the star. That is beautiful. But somewhere along the line, you confused being generous with being used. You confused loyalty with martyrdom. You taught people that your boundaries were suggestions, not walls. You taught them that your time was infinite and your need for appreciation was optional. And now, you are shocked that they took you for granted. This distance is a wake-up call. It is the universe screaming at you. Stop performing. Start living. The people leaving are the ones who are addicted to the doormat with a crown version of you. As you begin to respect yourself, as you begin to say no, as you begin to demand reciprocity, the parasites will fall off. Let them fall. Let's touch on the deepest wound of the Leo soul, the fear of loneliness. For you, being alone feels like the lights have gone out. It feels like death. You crave the reflection of others to know you exist. You hold on to toxic connections because in your mind, a bad audience is better than an empty theater. But listen to me closely. Chosen solitude is sovereignty. Forced company is a prison. You have been living in a prison of your own making, surrounded by people who do not truly see you, just to avoid the quiet. But you need this quiet. You need this silence. Here is the plot twist that the stars are whispering to you. You will not be alone forever. In fact, this solitude is a gestation period. When you stop wasting your solar energy on black holes that suck you dry, you create space. Energetic space, emotional space. And in that space, the new tribe can enter. The people coming toward you, oh my dear Leo, they are of a different caliber entirely. They are the ones who will see your light and add to it, not try to steal it. They are the ones who will love you when you are not strong, when you are not rich, when you are not smiling. They will choose you for your soul, not your status. But they cannot find you if your court is full of jesters and thieves. They cannot hear your true voice if you are busy arguing with ghosts from the past. So what will happen in the next few weeks? Let me be your guide through this valley. First, the urge to chase. You will have moments of panic. Your ego will scream, "Fix this, make them like me again." You will want to pick up the phone, stop, place your hand on your heart, feel your own heat. Every time you chase someone who has turned their back, you are handing them your crown. Do not abdicate your throne for a beggar. Second, the fire of rage. You will feel angry. Leos have a legendary temper. You will want to burn it all down. You will want to write the nasty text, post the passive-aggressive quote, ruin their reputation. Let the anger rise, feel it. It is valid energy, but do not act on it. Anger is just your pride, trying to protect your broken heart. Transmute that fire into creativity. Paint run scream into a pillow. Write a song. Do not send the text. Third, the silence. There will be days when the silence is deafening. You will feel irrelevant. You will wonder if you have lost your spark. This is the void. It is the most sacred place of all. This is where you learn to enjoy your own company. I want to offer you a practice, a ritual of alchemy. In the coming days, when you feel the ache of absence, I want you to go outside and stand under the sun. If it is nightlight, a candle fire is your element after all. Close your eyes. Imagine cords of light connecting you to everyone who is leaving. See those cords clearly. They are heavy, dragging you down. Now, visualize a sword of blue flame in your hand. With one swift, graceful motion, cut the cords. As you cut them, say this aloud. I release you to your own destiny. I call back my energy. I shine for myself. Feel the weight lift. You are not losing them. You are freeing yourself. This empty space, it is your new stage. It is life giving you back to yourself. You have spent so much time being the supporting character in other people's dramas that you forgot you are the lead in your own epic. Use this time to rediscover what you love. Not what your partner loves. Not what your friends think is cool. What makes your heart sing? Go back to that hobby you abandoned. Wear the clothes that make you feel majestic. Roar at the moon. When you learn to be happy in your own presence, when you realize that your validation comes from within you, become magnetic. You become irresistible. When you finally stabilize in this self-love, you will be ready for the kind of relationships you have always dreamed of. You see, Leo, you have always wanted a love that matches your intensity, a love that is cinematic, loyal, and profound. But you kept accepting crumbs because you were starving. Now that you are feeding yourself, you will no longer accept crumbs. You will demand the feast, and the universe will provide it. But be warned, the new people entering your life will be strong. They will be powerful. They will not be yes men. They will challenge you, and they will love you fiercely. This might scare you at first, because you are used to being the only star in the room. But true power loves company. Iron sharpens iron. So my beautiful Leo, I know your heart is heavy. I know you opened this message hoping for a way to reverse time. But trust me when I say, forward is the only way through. You are the sign of the lion, but you are also the sign of the sun. The sun does not beg the planets to orbit it. It simply burns. It simply is. And because of its immense gravity and light, everything that belongs to it naturally falls into place. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to manipulate the outcome. Cry your tears. Let your mane get messy. Feel the betrayal. But then, get up. Dust off your knees. Straighten your spine. Trust that you are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not losing your kingdom. You are renovating it. And most importantly, you are not losing the love of your life, because you are the love of your life. If you lose friends, family, or lovers, but you find yourself in the process, you have won everything. The curtain is rising on Act 2. The audience is new. The script is fresh. And the spotlight, it has never been brighter. Are you ready to step into it? Until next time, keep shining, my loves. The world needs your light now more than ever.